Felix Goodwin, pastry chef of the Windsor Hotel in Melbourne, is here to show us one of the most popular little scones on the high tea menu. I've had high tea at the Windsor. It is very elegant. It's very nice indeed. Tell us what's in these scones that make them so special.
These scones are a little different from your traditional scone. We've got some eggs in here. This creates a lighter and fluffier scone, almost like a cake-like than the traditional biscuity.
And I can smell whiskey. What have you done here?
Overnight, we've just had these sultanas soaking in whiskey.
You know who would love these? My dad, Colin, loves whiskey, chocolate and sultanas. So he's going to be watching this recipe for sure.
It's a good one for Father's Day.
Sure is.
Now, Justine, if you can start on the scone recipe just by combining your dry ingredients.
Okay.
And once they're well mixed, just add in your butter.
Nice one. So flour, and there's quite a lot of baking powder in here, but I guess you want that for a lift.
Exactly.
Some sugar and a good pinch of salt. And talk to me about mixing in the butter.
You're going to be using a pinching motion.
Okay, like this.
Exactly.
So just almost separating the butter and trying to form a crumb, I guess. And I've noticed the butter is soft. Usually when I make scones, it's really hard.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're trying to increase the temperature a little bit to activate the baking powder in the recipe, give a bit more light and fluffy scone.
Nice one.
All right, Juz, I'll give you a hand.
Yes, please.
First, we're going to add the chocolate. Then we're going to add some of these sultanas.
Okay. Whiskey-soaked sultanas. Now, usually when you make scones, you keep them plain and then you add some cream and some jam, but why not add something to it just like this? It's a really lovely touch. I like it.
Exactly, and this whiskey is not going to go to waste. We will be putting it into the caramel.
Ooh, okay, nice one. A double whammy.
All right, now I'm going to add the egg to the milk.
Yep.
Give it a little mix, and then that will be added to your dry mix there.
And I'm going to make a little well in the centre, just like that.
Perfect.
Okay, in it goes. All right, now this is going to be very wet, so I'm just going to start with a spoon and just start to incorporate it. So talk to me about the caramel you're serving with this. Instead of jam, you're going to fill them with caramel.
Yeah, so we're making a salted caramel, and that will be served with your doubled cream as well.
Yum.
So I'm just going to start off here by adding my water, my glucose syrup and sugar to the pot.
Okay. Glucose is a great little ingredient to have because it sort of stabilises the butterscotch. Very nice.
Yeah, it stops it crystallising. And we're going to add some sugar.
Okay.
And pop that one onto the stove. On a low heat just to come up to the boil. All right, while we're waiting for this to come to the boil, we're going to start rolling out this one.
Okay.
Just lightly flour your work surface. Dump out your dough.
On the dough, it's quite soft and lovely, isn't it?
Yep, so just flatten that. We want it to be about a 2.5 centimetre thick.
How's that looking, Felix?
That is looking good.
Okay.
So we can dust our ring cutter and then start to make our scones.
This is a great little trick because you don't want it to stick. So just by flouring it, we can get the perfect scone. Now, are we going to cook these straight away?
No, first we're going to let them rest in the fridge, then we'll egg wash them and then pop them in the oven.
Sounds good.
All right, Jess, our caramel is looking almost ready.
Yep.
So we're going to have our cream. I'm going to just turn it down and slowly rain it in. All right, so it's almost all in now.
The bubbles have subsided and I love that gloss on it.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. To finish, we will add our salt while continuing to mix and the butter.
And that right there in itself is just so delicious on ice cream.
Right. Perfect.
So good. And we have some leftover whiskey. My dad, Colin, would love this to go in there. Is that possible?
I definitely think so.
So a little splash?
Yeah, to taste, yeah, a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Oh, perfect.
Fantastic. All right, Felix, all we need to do now is wait for those scones to completely chill, and then we're going to use some egg wash to brush them into the oven. How long for?
About 10 minutes at 180 degrees.
Felix, these chocolate and sultana scones look so good, golden brown, and I love to serve them warm. What about you?
Definitely the only way to serve it.
Oh, so good.
While you're putting them on there, I'm going to get my caramel ready, which is nice and firm now.
Okay. Look at that. This changes the game entirely. Serving scones with butterscotch, salted butterscotch. Such a great idea.
With a little bit of whiskey.
And the whiskey, don't forget the whiskey. And you can't have a scone without some cream, so a little dollop cream also. Just, I say a little, but a big old spoon.
Can never have too much.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Oh, that is just my kind of high tea. Windsor high tea. It's famous for a reason because they make absolutely fantastic scones. Thank you, Felix.
Thank you.